I would assume you're building a business, you're building your career, and that is your sole focus, which is well and good. But at the same time, I understand, at least for more people, I would assume you still have an active dating. Now, go on a date. Someone knows I'm going on a date with someone who bakes, a baker. Is there any expectation with a little bit of a treat, a cookie here and there, an actual cookie here and there? Yeah. Like, do you feel like when it comes to you being on the dating scene, there's a tendency for people to want to sample the goods that you make? Because now you guys are going on a date. What has that been like?
That hasn't happened.
Yeah?
That hasn't happened.
You guys are sleeping. Because I would assume if I'm going on a date with someone who I know who bakes, that will be the first agenda on the list, even before the actual date. Yeah? Kwapi, cookies kwapi. Okay. That's that's another thing. Now, back to your business. What is one thing, one trick, one hack that you use that you'll forever say, I will die with this when it comes to baking?
Hack or trick?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I do a lot of research.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, research doesn't just, it's not just for school or career, also for baking. I research new recipes all the time, how to adjust, what's trending in the market at the moment, how can I take advantage of that trend or something of the sort. And it has really helped me. It exposes me. I watch so many, because I once went to France and their pastries there, Lord. By the way, huko kwingine kuna pastries.
So this is how you casually drop France in the conversation, okay? Okay.
Okay, I was just fast. They have the best pastries in the world. And my palate was exposed. So I am constantly watching videos from France, other countries, just to see how people do their things, their techniques, especially for puff pastries and stuff like that. That is how I keep on. But I waste money, but I spend most of my money on experiments. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I remember when I used to bake from the house, my mom used to enjoy that because she knew she's going to taste those amazing treats. So yeah. Research is very important. You need to learn a lot. You can't say, hey, since I know how to bake a vanilla cake, a chocolate cake, which is the other common flavor, red velvet, that's enough. I am a good baker. No. You need to learn more and expand your portfolio. Okay. Yeah. Usually say cakes cannot sustain you fully. You need to see how or what else you can do. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me go into another area of your life. Now, the only reason I know this is because we know each other on a personal level. But you're also big in terms of your faith, in terms of religion. How has that played a role in you being in business? And even the various transitions you've made over the years. How has that been, what role has that played in your life thus far? I have learned to faith it till I make it.
Okay, I like that.
Faith it till you make it.
Yeah.
And that God will carry you through whatever it is you're going through. He has done it in the past. That whatever storm that seems like it's so big right now, he already knows or has a solution for it. He's going to make a way. As in, sometimes I'm so worried, I am stressed, I'm anxious. Then something that just tells me or reminds me, just be calm. God has your back. He's going to make a way. And that is what keeps me going. And of course, prayers, especially from my parents, from my friends, from my community, and church members. But they've been the biggest supporters of this business since I opened Brownies. Somebody was saying we should even rebrand it to Creator Cafe, because almost every day a Creator member will come.
And that's the church you go to?
Yes. And I'm so grateful for that.
Okay. Now, let me backtrack a bit. Remember you said that ever since you were young, you said you'd not get married till you're 34. But marriage aside, yeah, I would assume, let me first ask, is this something, baking and making pastries, is it something you picked along the way? Ama, is it something that has always been there?
When I was young, I studied in a different system, and they were keen on nurturing your talents. So I think it was grade 1. They saw or noticed I'm more of an artistic person. So I was involved. I was put in the cooking classes, pottery class, art class. Can't remember the rest. But funny thing, I used to still get A's in math and there was no English, that particular language.
Okay.
It was German.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and but science has never been my thing, man. Yeah, but anyway, I still used to get A's in math and all those other things. And that's when I realized that I actually enjoy being in the kitchen and creating things. It makes me happy. And my mom is also in the hospitality space. She cooks excellent meals. My grandma too. And she used to bake for us cakes on our birthdays. But I don't know why she stopped. I think the last cake that she baked for me, I was like 10. Yeah, I turned 10. And
yeah, look on a space for you to actually start baking now.
Yeah, I think that's the last time. That was around the year 2000. Yeah, but I think I started baking again and in 2015 or 2016 when I was doing my master's. Like I said, baking relaxes me. So master's was a bit hectic. I was in USAU and you had to maintain, you had to get a grade of 80% and above for you to actually graduate, and 80% is just a B.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a B.
Okay.
And A is from 90. Yeah, 90. Yeah. So the pressure of just making sure that your grades are on point and the assignments, the term papers and stuff like that. So I had to find a way to relieve stress and just relax. And that's when I started baking again. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you've mentioned you being in USIU for your master's. Now, Kamaliza, basically high school, went into uni. What did you go to study?
Undergrad, I did communications. I focused on electronic media.
Okay. And did your master's in the same?
No, international relations with a focus on development studies.
And how do you transition from that to pastries? And I ask this because an episode we did before, Tunajua Sam, same thing. Dude did gender and ended up in media. You did communications, you mastered in international relations, and then finally 9 to 5, you've settled on pastry. So is this...
It's actually not 9 to 5. Sometimes it's 6 to 8.
So basically crazy hours. Yeah. But you settled on baking and your own business and whatnot. Do you think if you had not followed what basically you felt happy doing, do you think you would be accomplished wherever it is you settled at?
Yeah, because I now joined a space called development communication. Now, I was working for development agencies and consultancy firms. So I was still doing something that I love, working with the community, capacity building them, or capacity building institutions and stuff like that. So I was still in a happy space. Yeah.
Okay. If you're in a happy space, then why the change?
There are no jobs in Kenya. Most of those development contracts, they're contracts for a certain period of time. Yeah. So if a project depends on funds. If there are no funds. Okay.
Well, same story, no funds. Let me divert a bit. Now, recently, US got a new president, obviously, USAID down the drain, and many projects or many people who had gotten employed due to that type of funding. Basically, Storiao and earning an income also went down the drain. Now, there's something that the former president said.
Which former president?
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Okay.
That it is high time that we learn to be self-sustenant. Do you agree with his sentiments on that?
I agree. I remember even last year, one afternoon in church, I was talking to the youth about diversifying your skills. Do not depend on one particular source of income. If you have gifts, if you have skills, monetize those skills and gifts. Yeah.
Okay.
So do not depend on one trade only.
Okay. Now, as we wind up with the current world we're living in the country we are living in. Now, you know what business has been like for a minute, not only from being part of it, but also observing the trends over the years. Yeah, people have been saying times have gotten more difficult, that their businesses are struggling because of our economy. Do you share the same sentiments?
Yes, I do. When I was starting Brannis, or rather rebranding to Brannis, my focus was going to be on pastries only. But I realized pastries cannot sustain this. It won't pay the rent. So I decided to also go into cooking because I love cooking and people love my cooking. So I decided to look at what do people like having for lunch. And I told myself, ata economy iko mbaya aje, watu lazima wakule.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is what has kept us going the past 1.5 months. So like I said, diversify your
skills.
Yes, and your portfolio. So if I was depending on pastries only, nah.
You wouldn't be where you are.
Yeah. Because even people were complaining about the prices of the cakes and whatever. So I had to see, okay, what will work for them? Ndo nisijifanye sana. I don't experience losses, but I'm also able to attract people. So yeah.
Okay. Now, we've spoken about very many serious things. Let's get on a lighter question or a lighter side of all of this. What is the biggest fail you've had when it comes to baking?
Biggest fail. My backward recipes. Okay. I was trying to make macarons. Again, French pastry. They're made from almond flour. So the first time nilitengeneza zilikuwa red. Ilikuwa to scam anyway. So I tried again. At least the second time zilitoka vizuri, though not particular texture, but the taste was exactly the way I can remember it from when I was in France. So yes, so I nailed it. I just need to work on the shaping and stuff like that. So yeah, even the first time I made croissants, oh my God. But my mom ate them and told me, yeah, you're heading into the right direction. Just try again next time, Evo. So that's how I've been working on my recipes, trying to say, okay, this didn't work. Let me remove this. Let me try and adjust this and that. Evo. That's how now I've perfected. Even my cinnamon rolls, they're not the way they were 2 years ago.
Okay.
And right now, people from Nairobi have been ordering those cinnamon rolls. Oh my God, I didn't expect them to be a hit. But yeah. So.
Okay. Worst customer you've ever had? Or worst customer experience you've ever had?
A lot. I don't want to say that because they will probably see this.
How does that help me in the podcast?
No, but we resolved the issue and they apologized. They it was just a misunderstanding on their end. Yeah. Alitukelelesha, my God, for like a week, her voice kept on ringing in my mind. One person, when sometimes I say, I'd rather you hurt me physically, but not with the words, because it will keep on ringing in my mind for a while, and it is what will hurt me the most. So yeah, so even though alitufanya a whole week tunashinda tu tukikumbuka her words, but the next day after she was given feedback from her kids about the cake, she was like, they actually loved the cake. I'm really sorry. Yesterday it was just a bad misunderstanding. But you see, they already made me feel, me and my staff, they already made us feel like we did a shoddy job, yet we gave it our all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wildest request you've ever received from a customer on a pastry? A
guy had gotten the girlfriend pregnant, so he asked me to write in the cake, I'm sorry, babe, for making you pregnant.
Oh, he was apologizing for the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's something that I was looking at here that I found very interesting, and this is something many people in various industries have. What is a hill you're willing to die on when it comes to baking?
A hill I'm willing to die on.
Either an opinion about baking or opinion about a particular pastry or whatever, but what is a hill if you're told in your industry, you're baking, what is a hill you're willing to die on? Hakuna mtu atakutoa hapo.
Wow. Trying to think. How I brand my things? I do them in a unique way.
Define unique.
I customize things for different audiences.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a way I will catch you. There's a way I will capture the attention of somebody like my dad's age, somebody younger than you. I know how to meet everyone's needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on to the last question. What is one thing you're tired of being asked since you started your business? One thing umulizwa hadi uko like, I can hear this even when I sleep, and I am tired of it.
There's so many things.
Mention them. Mention them.
First of all, there's some who will be like, why are you so expensive? Sinikulete unga na mayai and everything. And then I just pay for the labor. Like, it's not just the labor. This is an art. This is an acquired skill. Because literally, I didn't attend any school or class for this. It's an acquired. I've spent hours and hours perfecting this thing. So there's no way you can just pay me peanuts and expect, unless it's something for charity or something of the sort, or for my family members, nita fanya free labor. But for a particular whatever request, like it's your birthday, and no. Then another thing is what's the annoying thing? Oh yeah, whether I can I can teach people how to bake for free.
Okay. Okay. I see how that can be annoying.
Yeah.
I see. Now, the very last, very, very last question. If your ex was a pastry, what would he be?
Oof.
And I want you to think of the worst ex you've ever had.
The worst. Wow. Okay. So that means it's the worst pastry.
Fungua roho. I know you already have one in mind. You're just trying to be politically correct.
It's the ex that I have in mind, but I'm now trying to find the pastry. Red velvet.
Okay. So everyone now knows what you do not like making. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I think that will be all for today. Thank you so much for your time. Tutapatana siku ingine.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.